Gardeners today are obsessed with fertilizers, compost, and expensive soil amendments. But what if I told you there's a forgotten liquid used for centuries before chemical farming ever existed that can wake up even the most lifeless soil overnight? This isn't marketing hype or a miracle tonic. It's a biological activator, a fermented liquid that farmers once brewed from scraps, weeds, and a bit of patience. Known today as fermented plant juice, or FPJ, this ancient recipe restores soil biology faster than any bagged product on the shelf. Once you see how it works, you'll understand why old world farmers didn't need fertilizer at all. The secret behind this liquid is living biology, not chemicals. The reason dead soil struggles isn't lack of nutrients, it's lack of life. When you pour on synthetic fertilizer, you might get a quick green up, but those salts destroy the microbial web beneath your plants. The result is short-term growth, but long-term collapse. Ancient farmers understood something modern agriculture forgot. Fertility is biological. Instead of feeding the plant directly, they fed the soil organisms that fed the plant naturally. That's where fermented plant juice comes in. It's a liquid brewed from local plant material and sugar, which pulls out the plant's natural enzymes, hormones, and microorganisms. During fermentation, beneficial bacteria and yeasts multiply rapidly. When this liquid is applied to the soil, it reintroduces living cultures that restart decomposition, release trapped nutrients, and activate dormant fungi. The soil literally begins breathing again. Within a day, you can see moisture holding improve and a faint earthy smell return. That's the scent of microbial life waking up. The process begins with harvesting vigorous plant material. The first step is selecting the right material. You want fast-growing, green plants with strong biological energy. Those weeds that seem to thrive in any soil are perfect. Comfrey, stinging nettle, grasses, or sweet potato vines all work exceptionally well. For a balanced brew, collect roughly 1 kilogram, or about 2.2 pounds of green material. Chop it finely to increase surface area. This allows the microbes to access the sugars and enzymes more easily. Next, combine the chopped greens with 1 kilogram of unrefined sugar or molasses in a large, non-metallic container. Mix it thoroughly until the plant material begins to sweat and release liquid. This sugar isn't a fertilizer, it's the food source for beneficial microbes during fermentation. Cover the container loosely with a cloth to allow air exchange while keeping pests out, and let it ferment at room temperature for 5 to 7 days. During this time, the mixture will release liquid as the sugar draws out plant juices. Stir it gently once a day to keep the microbes active. When the fermentation settles and the liquid smells sweet and slightly sour, it's ready. Strain the contents and store the dark brown liquid in a sealed bottle, leaving a little head space for gas. This is your soil activator concentrate, the ancient liquid that transforms the ground beneath your feet. The application method is what determines the power of this formula. This concentrate is extremely potent. You never pour it on directly. It must be diluted to balance microbial activity. For soil activation, mix 1 part fermented plant juice to 500 parts water. If your soil is severely depleted, start with a stronger mix, 1 to 300, for the first 2 applications. Use rainwater or dechlorinated water if possible, since chlorine can kill the very microbes you're trying to revive. To apply, drench the soil early in the morning or late in the evening when temperatures are mild. Pour slowly around the root zones or across bare beds. Within hours, beneficial microbes begin multiplying in the soil's top layer, breaking down organic matter and releasing nutrients in plant-available forms. In compost piles, you can add 1 cup of this diluted liquid per cubic foot of material to speed up decomposition dramatically. If you want to combine this with mulch, even better. Apply the diluted FPJ directly over a thick layer of leaves, straw, or grass clippings. The liquid seeps down, creating a microbial nursery right under your mulch. Within days, you'll notice white fungal threads forming, proof that your soil food web is rebuilding itself from the ground up. This liquid activates soil biology faster than compost or fertilizer. The reason this method works so quickly is that you're introducing living organisms, not waiting for them to form. Compost and manure depend on native microbes to break them down before plants can benefit, which can take months. FPJ skips that waiting period. It delivers active microbes, enzymes and plant hormones straight to the soil surface where they go to work immediately. One of the most remarkable effects of this liquid is how it improves soil texture. In compacted clay soils, microbial acids begin loosening mineral bonds, allowing air and water to penetrate. In sandy soils, the microbes produce glues called polysaccharides that help bind particles into aggregates, improving water retention. You'll also see an explosion in earthworm activity because the microbes make decomposing matter more palatable to them. Worms move in, tunnels open up, and suddenly your soil behaves like a high-end potting mix without a single bag of fertilizer added. Ancient farmers used this technique for self-renewing soil cycles. The use of fermented plant juice has deep roots in Asia, Europe, and even among Amish communities. It was part of what made their soil systems self-renewing, never depleted. Instead of extracting nutrients, they recycled energy through microbial pathways. After harvest, they'd collect leftover stalks and weeds, ferment them with sugar, and apply the resulting liquid before the next planting season. Some would even pour FPJ into irrigation ditches to revitalize waterlogged soils, or mix it with animal manure teas for enhanced fertility. Modern trials confirm what they already knew. Soils treated with FPJ show higher organic matter, stronger root growth, and better disease resistance. Plants grown in such soils require less external feeding because the microbial ecosystem maintains its own nutrient cycle. If you want to create a full soil revival plan, apply FPJ every 2 weeks for the first 2 months, then once a month for maintenance. Over time, you'll notice your plants need less compost, less watering, and far fewer corrections for deficiencies. Your soil won't just hold plants, it will support an entire living network. The real secret is, honestly, consistency and patience, not products. The ancient liquid works best when it's part of a living soil system. It's not some quick-fix chemical, but more like a biological reboot. Each time you use it, you're actually rebuilding layers of life that restore balance and fertility in a totally natural way. When you combine this with organic mulch, cover crops, or no-till practices, this method can turn even the most exhausted soil into dark, friable earth. The beauty of this approach is that it costs almost nothing, just local weeds, a bit of sugar, and a few days of fermentation. And, unlike synthetic fertilizer, there's absolutely no risk of salt buildup or nutrient burn. Everything you add to the soil is organic and biodegradable, and the results, well, they really do compound over time. Bringing it all together, you get a soil revival system that actually lasts. This ancient fermented liquid isn't about just feeding plants. It's about awakening what's already beneath your feet. Once you restore microbial life, your soil becomes self-regulating, self-feeding, and naturally fertile. The Amish, the Koreans, and countless traditional farmers all over the world have shown us that healthy soil doesn't need synthetic inputs. It just needs biology. So before you spend another dime on fertilizer, try brewing your own batch of FPJ and just watch your soil transform. If this guide helped you rethink how soil really works, go ahead and subscribe to the Soil Doctor channel and share this video with your fellow growers. Let's bring back the kind of living soil our ancestors built, one that feeds itself year after year.